The Chicago Sky, we came into your building and we just, from pillar to post, smacked you guys around. No Caitlin Clark, no problem. No Sophie Cunningham, no problem. No head coach Stephanie White, have no fear.
In a stunning turn of events at the United Center, the Indiana Fever showcased their resilience and depth by delivering a dominant 27-point victory over the Chicago Sky, despite being without three of their most pivotal figures: rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, sixth woman Sophie Cunningham, and head coach Stephanie White. The absence of such key personnel had many expecting an easy win for Chicago, particularly after the Fever dropped 2 of the previous 3 games without Clark. But what unfolded was anything but a collapse. Instead, the Fever played with urgency, unity, and a level of execution that made it clear this team is far from a one-player operation. Interim head coach Austin Kelly led with confidence, and the players responded with their most complete game of the season, humiliating the Sky in front of a sold-out home crowd. The message was clear: the Indiana Fever are here to compete with or without their stars. Kelsey Mitchell, often overshadowed by the presence of Caitlin Clark, stepped into the spotlight and delivered a performance that silenced any doubts about her leadership capacity, entering the contest averaging around 15 points. Down from 19 last season, Mitchell had faced criticism for inconsistency. However, with Clark sidelined and all eyes on her to deliver, Mitchell answered the call immediately. From the opening tip, she moved with intent, exploiting defensive gaps, attacking the rim, and finding her rhythm from mid-range and beyond the arc.
This time steps right through the heart of the defense and blows by Chicago. The winds off of Lake Michigan. Loses Atkins, step back mini, knocks it down. Oh, the connection to Howard. How about the finish from Mitchell?
And she may be the quickest guard in the league with the ball in her hands.
Her court vision was sharp, distributing the ball when defenders collapsed and creating open looks for teammates. Her team-high 17 points were more than just a scoring tally. They were a testament to her poise under pressure and ability to elevate her game when it mattered most. With every possession, she demonstrated veteran leadership and was the engine behind Indiana's early momentum that Chicago never recovered from. Lexie Hull's breakout continued as the Fever guard delivered another stellar performance on both ends of the floor. She capitalized on every opportunity, going perfect from 3-point range and registering the highest plus-minus on the team, a clear indicator of her impact. But Hull's contributions go beyond stats. It's the timing of her plays. Every shot she hit came when Indiana needed a boost, and her defensive presence disrupted the rhythm of Chicago's guards, limiting their ability to drive or generate offense. Hull's confidence is visibly growing with each game, and her transformation into a clutch performer has provided Indiana with the kind of spark typically reserved for elite role players transitioning into stars. In a game where others were expected to lead, Hull proved she belongs in any conversation about the Fever's most dependable contributors, thriving under pressure and asserting herself as a reliable force in high-stakes moments. Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 number 1 draft pick, reminded the WNBA why she was so highly regarded coming out of college. With a stat line that included 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a career-high tying 5 blocks, Boston anchored both the offense and defense. Her presence in the paint was overwhelming for Chicago's front court, altering shots, grabbing boards, and initiating offensive sets with smart passes.
20 in the 3-game absence for Caitlin Clark, leads the league in field goal percentage. It shows you right there.
The intentionality to get Aaliyah Boston the basketball.
She displayed an elevated level of play without Clark on the floor, becoming the focal point of Indiana's inside game and showing improved chemistry with both Mitchell and Hull. Boston's balanced effort not only filled the void left by Clark's absence, but amplified the team's two-way effectiveness. Her ability to switch on defense, protect the rim, and facilitate on offense was critical to dismantling the Sky's interior attack and set the tone for Indiana's dominance throughout the night. This was a cornerstone performance in Boston's sophomore campaign. The story of the night may very well have been the unexpected rise of Aari McDonald, a recent hardship signing who entered the Fever lineup just a week before this game. Not expected to do more than offer rotational support, McDonald defied every expectation by seizing the point guard role with command and poise. She finished with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block, an impressive stat line on its own, but it was the intangibles that defined her impact.
Aari McDonald for 3, McDonald had a Aari McDonald with a steal, McDonald had a Aari McDonald drawing offensive fouls, McDonald had a. Folks, what a glorious game. What a glorious game.
She controlled the tempo, executed Austin Kelly's game plan flawlessly, and created spacing that made life easier for Mitchell, Hull, and Boston. Her quick hands disrupted passing lanes, while her timely three-pointers stretched Chicago's defense beyond its limits. In just her second appearance with the team, McDonald demonstrated basketball IQ, leadership, and calm under pressure, proving she's not just a stopgap player, but potentially a vital cog in Indiana's rotation going forward. Taking the reins from head coach Stephanie White, Austin Kelly made his head coaching debut on one of the biggest WNBA stages, the iconic United Center, before a packed house and national television audience.
Austin Kelly filling in for Stephanie White. I got a feeling. Austin Kelly looks like a head coach on the side. Folks, there was none of this. Austin Kelly looked like the final boss on the sideline watching over the Indiana Fever team. His posture, his presence, yeah, head coach type stuff.
With pressure mounting and stakes high, Kelly didn't flinch. His familiarity with White's system allowed for a seamless transition, but it was his personal presence, described by many as that of a final boss, that inspired confidence from the sidelines. Kelly's ability to maintain composure, manage rotations, and make adjustments on the fly turned what could have been a chaotic night into a statement of leadership. He didn't need to call excessive timeouts or overcoach. Instead, he trusted his players, delegated confidently to his assistants, and commanded the sideline like a seasoned veteran. The post-game celebration, with players showering him with water, reflected how much the team believed in him. Kelly not only kept the ship afloat, he steered it into a dominant victory. Beyond individual performances, what truly defined the Fever's blowout win was their incredible team chemistry and selfless ball movement. Indiana recorded 20 assists on 27 made baskets, a figure that speaks volumes about their unselfish play and execution under pressure.
Just extremely proud of y'all. We stayed locked in, we stayed together, we executed the scout at a very high level. Just multiple levels of effort. Everything that we've asked of you today, we put it in there, and from now, again, stacking days, building on those moments where we're stringing those possessions together, right? Building on those great possessions on defense and on offense. Great, hell of a job, y'all. High level. Good job, y'all.
Every possession featured smart decisions, crisp passes, and efficient spacing. The Fever weren't just surviving without Caitlin Clark. They were thriving, playing perhaps their most cohesive game of the season. Players moved with purpose off the ball, communicating and rotating fluidly on defense. This level of synergy was particularly surprising given the changes in the lineup and leadership. The fact that so many players contributed, Mitchell's scoring, Hull's shooting, Boston's inside game, McDonald's floor generalship, showed that the Fever aren't dependent on any one player. Instead, they've built a culture of trust and accountability, one that allowed them to dismantle Chicago's defensive schemes with relative ease while locking down on their own end. For the Chicago Sky, this game was a complete disaster. Playing in front of a sold-out home crowd and seeking revenge for a 35-point loss to the Fever earlier in the season, the Sky instead delivered an uninspired performance that raised serious questions about the team's direction. Shooting just 32.1% from the field and a dismal 20% from three-point range, Chicago failed to execute offensively in any meaningful way. Not a single Sky player reached double figures, and their 19 turnovers were consistently turned into easy baskets by Indiana. The team appeared outmatched, outcoached, and out of sync from start to finish. Courtney Vandersloot left early with an injury, further compounding their issues. This wasn't just a bad night, it was a franchise-level embarrassment that left fans stunned and disappointed. For a team that had playoff aspirations, this loss may mark a turning point in what's quickly becoming a lost season. Angel Reese, often at the center of media attention for her intense play and fierce persona, had one of her most underwhelming outings in a Sky uniform.
The Dallas Wings must really stink, because those are the two wins that the Chicago Sky have this year, and the Fever have absolutely blown the doors off of them in their matchups this season, including this time around without Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese just 2 of 7 from the floor, only 4 points. She's shooting like 31% from the floor on the year.
With only 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting and 12 rebounds, Reese struggled to make any meaningful offensive impact in a game where her team desperately needed a spark. Her inefficiency has become a pattern this season, with a field goal percentage hovering near 31%, and against Indiana's suffocating defense, her limitations were laid bare. Despite her effort on the glass, she failed to stretch the floor, find open teammates, or finish effectively in the paint. In a game hyped as Chicago's shot at redemption, Reese's inability to lift her team under the spotlight was glaring. This latest setback will only intensify scrutiny on her role and development within the Sky's struggling roster. As the Fever continue to dominate the rivalry, Reese and her teammates appear further from finding answers. The message from Indiana's emphatic win couldn't be clearer. The Fever are no longer defined solely by Caitlin Clark. This game proved that when their backs are against the wall, they have the talent, depth, and character to deliver a championship caliber performance. Kelsey Mitchell showed she can lead and score efficiently when the spotlight turns her way. Lexie Hull's evolution into a dependable two-way player gives Indiana a critical edge in tight contests. Aari McDonald's breakout performance offered the Fever a new dimension on both ends of the floor, and with Austin Kelly demonstrating poise and authority from the bench, the entire organization looked more complete, more unified, and more dangerous than ever before. Their commanding 27-point win without their superstar was more than just a box score victory. It was a seismic statement to the rest of the league.
We got the lead and we just didn't look back. The Indiana Fever destroying the pathetic Chicago Sky, the sad Chicago Sky, the distraught Chicago Sky, the mess of a franchise known as the Chicago Sky. Tyler Marsh, salute. Tyler Marsh, you see what a real head coach looked like there, Tyler Marsh? You see, folks, Austin Kelly didn't even call a timeout. She said, ladies, play.
The Indiana Fever have arrived as a team that can thrive under adversity and dominate on the biggest stage.